It is on record that Nigeria has one of the best education curriculums in Africa, but the poor implementation of policies has been the Achilles heels of the country's education sector. It is also on record that when teachers in the past were recruited with Standard 6, Model 3 or Grade 2, the standard of education and graduates from such schools were of high standard. In the time past, parents and guardians had full value for their money's worth, while pupils and students had value for the time they spent in school. Year after year, the budget for education increased, especially in line with the United Nations policy. That notwithstanding, the fortunes of education has continued to drop. For instance, the 2015 results released by the West Africa Examination Council (WAEC) showed that a whopping 61% of those who sat for the examination failed English and mathematics, which are compulsory subjects at the secondary school levels. It is also a known fact that over 3,500 students failed in the Nigerian bar examination and other professional examinations. What could be responsible for this mass failure, and whose doorstep should the blame be at? Taking a holistic view of the issue suggests that all stakeholders in the education sector, namely the government, private school operators, teachers, parents, and examination supervisors, share in the blame in the fall of the standard of education in Nigeria. Some analysts believe that government, who is supposed to champion and maintain the standard of education in Nigeria, has in most cases failed in its responsibilities of ensuring proper monitoring and implementation of programs and policies that will ensure the standard of education in Nigeria meets with global best practices. As a result of this negligence, examination malpractice are now the order of the day in most schools. In the past, examination malpractice was done in secret, but it has become an open affair today as pupils and students now rush to miracle centers where they make 7 to 9 credits, no matter how cold or empty their brains are. Whereas government officials who are supposed to supervise the conduct of the examination and ensure that malpractices are not carried out usually pay blind eyes to whatever takes place at the examination centers, as in most cases the supervisors are entertained in the principal's office while the examination is ongoing, and at the end of the day he or she is given a brown envelope for cooperating with the arrangement of malpractice. As a result of this trend, students and pupils no longer take reading of their books seriously, more so that employers of labor are more interested in the qualification and grades of applicants rather than what the applicants can offer. With this development, youths no longer take delight in reading, as they now diverted their attention to entertainment. For instance, in today's world, what Nigerian youths are interested in is entertainment, which comes in different forms such as dancing, singing, and beauty pageant competitions, as well as reality TV shows, while foreign football leagues have also taken over the minds of young Nigerians. Going around the streets and football viewing centers, you will find out that young football lovers can reel out names of coaches and players of different football clubs who ply their trades outside the shores of this country, whereas they find it difficult to read the subjects they are offering in school. While the school children may share a portion of the blame, corporate organizations are also to be blamed, as they do not encourage reading habits. For example, some corporate organizations prefer to sponsor talent hot clinics, dancing, and beauty competitions, thereby neglecting intellectual programs such as debate and quiz competitions. Analysts also believe that parents should be held responsible for the poor performance of pupils and students, as some parents prefer to shop for the latest fashion and pay for their satellite television subscription rather than buy literature and other educational materials for their children. It is the view of some observers that in order to address the problem of mass failure and fall in the standard of education in Nigeria, there must be an overhaul of all infrastructure in public schools and make the school more attractive and conducive for pupils, students, and teachers, while textbooks, libraries, and laboratories should be equipped with up-to-date materials. Teachers, on the other hand, need to redouble their efforts and improve on their teaching skills, just as pupils and students are expected to do away with all forms of side attraction capable of distracting their reading culture. It is also important that corporate organizations sponsor competitions that can build the intellectual capability of students. If nothing is done to curb the falling standard of education, mass failure may continue to characterize public and school examinations in the country, and this in turn would have its damaging effects on the corporate existence of the country.